Hey everybody, it's Carl and Erynn here, and we're bound to have a little fun on a daily basis, I like to believe, especially when we're playing a tune with that title. This is one I've known for a long time, heard Bruce Green playing it many years ago, and he got it from Gusty Wallace, a Kentuckian, and it's a great tune, and of course as fiddlers play it, they add little different bounces and stuff in there. I may do some of that when I do it on the mandolin and other things. We'll see what Erynn does to it, so I'm going to back it up on the guitar right now. And I think you'll find it is a fun tune to play.
Yeah, it's got some great chords. The second part's a little longer than most fiddle parts are, and the second part has a little of the A part in it. Right. And there's a nice E minor chord you can throw in there if you want to.
In both parts sound like from the original recording, so I'm going to throw a little
of that in there.
It's a
fun tune to play. Popular at jams too.
All right, let's go.
Bound to have a little fun.
That's pretty.
Perfect
nice.
tune for the holidays.
I think so. We've got to have a little fun and a good time of year to do it. So thank you, Erynn. Appreciate the fiddling there. Great fiddling and a great fiddle tune. So let's just work on the backup a little bit. And I didn't do anything too fancy, but you don't, when you have a nice tune, you don't have to do anything too fancy. If you just kind of outline the chords and a little bit of melody, it's going to work great. So I think this is a good example of that. So we're in the key of G, as you may have noticed. And the first thing I've got, of course, the start of a tune has a pickup, so that's good to notice. It's coming in on the last beat, like 1, 2, 3, boom, ba boom. And, 4 has the pickup for the fiddle. So on the tab I've got that you'll see, I've just got start on that after the pickup. Ba da boom. So the first thing is the chord wise, just strumming without even doing walks or anything. You've got a measure of G, D, 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 3 measures of G, and then an E minor. We'll just do a strum like that. Back to G, and a D, and a G. That's the first part, okay? So that's not a bad thing sometimes, just to get the structure if you're just kind of working out a tune for the first time, not jamming, but just trying to work it out on your own. Listening, you might just listen for that. Oh, I'm in G, and that's my 1 chord, my G. Oh, and it goes to the 6th chord, if you're thinking numbers, the relative minor, all kinds of things to call it, E minor. Back to G, G, D, D, D. And also try to get the melody in your head when you're learning the tune's a really good thing. The second part has it's a lot of G, da ba dum bum ba 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 ba. 2 measures of G is C, C chord, and I threw a little quick D in there just for fun to get back to the G. 2 measures, and here's the fun part, really pretty, D to an E minor, and you're back to the theme of the first part. G, couple of measures, and the D gets back to G. So that's the second part, sort of that same approach. So let's just look at the first part for a second. What I've got is just a 6th string holding my G chord. And of course your G chord, you can play it with the smaller fingers or the bigger fingers. So I've got just a 6th string, and I'm strumming the high strings and the 5th string. And back to 6, and then the 4th string. And And I keep going on G one more time, the 6th string, and then I'm going to do a nice little walk. You could walk low or high. I chose to walk on the D string, which is close to an E note. So I'm going on the 4th string, open, and a bluesy walk up 1st fret to an E minor. And then catching that with, you can catch it with your 2nd and 1st finger or 3rd and 2nd. So the fingering the chord depends on where you're going sometimes. It's good to be able to do the fingering of your chords several different ways because the tunes are going to be different, you know, which chords come when. So anyway, here's the first line there. In other words, so it starts with, but pick up 1, 2, 3, it's G, 6 and 5 with strums, 6 and 4 with strums, 6 one more time, and that walk on the 4th string, open 1, 2, E minor chord, 4 and 5, and back to G, 6 and 5, and now I do a nice long walk just for fun. Hit the low bass, and we're going to do a whole measure of bass walk. So we're going to get walking to our D chord. It's going to be hitting the 3rd fret 6th string, and then that 2nd fret, you already got it planted down there, the 5th string 2nd fret, and then 3, 4 on that same 5th string, and the open D string, 4th string with a D chord, 4 and 5, back to G. That's the whole part, and then I walk like the pickup to get back. So let's just do that whole first part one time. Not too bad. So, and we could even walk with that, pretend we're the fiddler, we'll do the little bass walk up, start like the fiddler starts it right there. So let's just do that. 1, 2, walk up, 6 and 5, 6 and 4, G chord, stay there, 6, and walk that D string, open 1, 2, E minor, 4 and 5, G, 6 and 5 again, and the long bass walk, 5th string walk, 4th string D, 4 and 5, back to G, and I walk, repeat, ba-da-boom, ba-da-da-ba-dum, staying in G4, walk that 4th string E minor, ba-da-da-da-da, 4 and 5, back to G, 6 and 5, did a long bass walk, 6th string, 5th string, and the D, and the 2nd ending on your tab, and then from there we're going to do something a little different. It's always nice to try a little different thing on the next part. You're still doing a lot of G and stuff, but I go up to the 3rd string, which is kind of high for a bass note, but I'm just going to do what I call a pick glide. I'm just going to go 6 and then kind of let your pick just glide over 3 strings in a row. And that's starting the 2nd part because the melody climbs too. So I figured why not climb in our backup? So that's not a bad thing. So the 2nd part, it goes up that just the 6th, and then we have the 5th, 4, 3 with a pick glide. Starting there, 3 and 4, and the 5th string. We're going to do the same walk we did for E minor, but this time we're going to put a C chord down. And that's kind of the melody territory. So I'm putting my little 2-finger C and then getting my 3rd finger on the 5th string and the 4th string, and then I throw a quick D in there. Okay? And then it goes back to that 3rd string, kind of the high. We're kind of going from high to low on the G. So we're holding the G going 3, 4, and 5. And this time we're going to do a walk on that 5th string, 3, 4, open D, 1 pick strum on the 4th string as the bass, and walking up to E minor like we did in the first part. This time though, we're going to keep climbing 2, 4, back up to that high G. And then I throw a nice, what I call the traveling note. We've done a bunch in the past if you've taken any of these or watched any of these videos. So it's that 2nd fret 4th string, and just take that off, it's a little nice, and the 5th string 2nd fret, and a D chord with the 5th string, a thumb hook low, 2nd fret, and the G chord. And we're going to repeat that. You repeat the 2nd part, and we'll do the same thing. The pick glide on 5, 4, holding the G chord, but doing 5, 4, and 3. 2nd time around, 3, holding that G4. And the 2nd fret 5th string, walk up on that 4th string, open 1, 2, put the C chord down, 4 and 5, 4 again, and the quick D chord, back to that high 3, G chord, 3, 4, and the 2nd fret. We're going to walk up this time, 5th string, 3, 4, D chord, 1 pick strum, and that E minor walk we did in the first part, open 1, 2, put your E minor chord down for 1 pick strum, and then we're going to keep climbing 2, 4 on the 4th string, G chord high again, and the traveling notes, 2nd fret, 4th string, open, and the G, 5th string, 2nd fret, D, thumb hook, and you're back. That's the whole thing. So let me do both parts one time, and just see if it's making sense to you. See how we've gone a little higher in the 2nd part as the melody went a little higher, and it's fun. The 3rd string's kind of high for a bass note, but it really does sound good. So don't. Sometimes I think people forget to use the third string when they're doing the backup. I mean, they think of melody more when you get to the higher strings, but that third string's a beautiful, it really goes up to where the melody is a lot of times, so it's nice to throw it in. You don't want to stay up there too long, but we go up there and cascade back down, beautiful. So we got the pick glide. So both parts one time, and then we'll talk about a couple other things, and you'll have a good time on this tune, I think. So the first part, we'll do the bass walk like we're the fiddle. We'll start with that walk, okay? So 1, 2, 3. You see, and I guess remember on your bass walks you could do quicker walks. The fiddle I think is a slow. They might be going ba-da-bum. They might be going a fast walk. I'm doing kind of a slow walk. So notice what the pickup is. They might be going to say 1, 2, 3, one beat da-da-bum. So we if that were the case, we'd have to do. We're just doing a slow walk. So let's don't worry about that. Just notice if the pickup's quicker or slower. So walking up, we're just like we're coming into the end of our tab there. 1, go, first part. Just let you hear it there. All G, E minor walk, 4th string. Back to G, 2nd line. The long bass walk. Bluesy to D. 4, 5, energy. You're starting again with that slower bass walk. Repeat first part. Second ending, the glide, 5, 4, 3, second part. C walk, same as E minor, but put the C chord down there, 4 and 5. 4 to quick D, back to that 3rd string, descending. The bluesy walk to D. E minor walk just like the first part, but this time we go higher, 2, 4, 3rd string, traveling note. 5 and the thumb hook, 2nd fret low, and you repeat that with the same pick glide, 5, 4, 3, repeating the second part. Walk to C, same like the E minor walk though, different chord. Quick D, same 3rd string, descending G. Bluesy walk to D. D minor walk just like the first part, but we keep going high here. 2, 4, traveling note, which is an E note. So one thing I think you might want to try just for fun is use capo. If you're in a jam with like 10 people or more have a jam on a regular basis, a lot of people go to something like that, or even 8. You're going to have more than one guitar often. So just keep in mind, just for a minute, I'll just go up to let's say if I was going to think about putting a capo, somebody was maybe have 2 guitar players besides yourself, and they're playing that in G down there, but they're putting pretty much the same kind of chords, the E minor, we're putting it there. And you might hear some people not do an E minor, but I think it's in the original recording I listened to, so it's most people put that in here. So if I go up here, I'm going to be going up from a G, E to a D position. And this will be kind of a prettier sound. So there's just think about strumming again. My D chord, of course you could have a thumb hook. There's my G chord, actual G sound, but we're thinking in D now. So my D chord is my key, I'm thinking in D position, but the tune's in G. You got to not get confused. I'm confusing myself, which is good. I'm showing you that example. So there's my 1 chord, D, and then the minor is going to be a B minor. One thing you can do on that, first of all, if you just went on the first 3 strings and went up to that 4th fret, you could hear that one note changes. But what I like to do is hold a D and just reach over and put these 2 fingers in there. It's like my D's here, and I swap places. This goes over and gets the 2nd fret, 5th string, and catch it there. So it's going to be like this. It's like a D chord. Just reach over and you have to swap your fingers around. I'm leaving the 1st string kind of open just for fun. So you're letting go of the 1st string. You can do it different. You can do your D, a lot of different fingering. Gets back to what I was saying about finger finagling. So there's my relative minor chord. So we have that. If I wanted to walk, that'd be the 5th string walk. So you got it there. Back to D. Then you're going to have an A chord. So that'd be kind of pretty, be on a little higher territory. So I'd walk that 5th string, open 1, 2, and then get my kind of partial D there. D chord, and you could have a nice, that long walk to A. The 2nd part, da da da, you're going to walk to the G. Ba ba da 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 da. Quick A, we did. Da 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 da. and then we went to that minor. So you can kind of copy what we did before. But you see the difference in sound, right? Da da do 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 do, the one chord. Do 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 do. Did a little 5 there, one chord. We're gonna go to that A shape and walk to that B minor, and we walked on up back to D. Da D da D da D. Do 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 do. So try capo on 5 just as an exercise, because I think if you haven't used capo much or don't use a capo at all, I highly encourage you to get you a nice capo. And there's a lot of different ones out there, so you can just kind of do some research. Just type in the 5 best capos on the market and pick one you like. I like this as a Shub fine tune, which I like a lot. Can't hardly see it there, but it stays on the neck, so I can put it up on the peg head when I'm not playing. So anyway, enjoy. Bound to have a little fun, and it is a lot of fun playing with the capo and moving around, and just going a little, changing your parts a little bit. First part we stayed low, went a little higher, and enjoy picking. Bound to have a little fun. Thanks so much.